everybody, this is Dr Jiang. Thank you for taking ECON225, Principle of Macroeconomic class with me. And I know some of you are kind of nervous because this is your first online course, and some of you might be even nervouser because it's your first semester in Edinburgh University. So number one thing I want to let you know is don't freak out, don't nervous. So for this video, I will first introduce myself and who I am, what I'm doing, and also what's new on my in my agenda. And then I will give you some idea about this course, what this course about. And obviously, I will definitely offer you some tips, and so that you can be successful in this class. So first, I hope you already tried to pronounce my name. So my name is Jiang, and so you can call me Dr. Jiang, Dr. Jiang. And you can. I originally come from China, and so I highly encourage you to try to pronounce my name because you can very proudly tell your friends, I can speak Chinese because I know Dr. Jiang. And so anyway, if you really have trouble to pronounce my name, you're welcome to call me Dr. J. Yeah, I do sound like the basketball player. I did play the basketball when I was in high school, not now anymore because it's just too busy writing research paper, teaching the students, and hang out with my daughter, who is 15 months old. And so I have very broad interests. I love cooking, traveling, hiking, and also I play flutes, and I received a 5 degree out of the 10 certification in China. I know here they don't give the certificate. And so I earned my master in statistics and a PhD in economics from Washington State University, so on the state of Washington, which on the west area is not in DC, and so it's kind of close to Seattle. And so my research area actually is pretty interesting. I'm focusing on the energy economics, and especially the renewable energy. How will that affect how the people making decision in terms of adopting the renewable energy, and also how the human activity will affect the energy price, and also how will that affect the commodity market. So you may not know what is commodity markets, but I'm sure after the 4 years studying, if you are econ major, finance major, and you should know what is commodity market. And also another direction of direction of my research is focusing on the environmental economics. And so I do more research about how people decision affect the decision on the plastic usage going to affect the environment, and how will that pollute the environment, and what kind of government policy can intervene people's making decision so that we can not only making money but also protect the environment. And also I'm super math oriented, statistics oriented, so I do a lot of work in the risk quantification and management. So if you are interested in going to graduate school, or even you are thinking about to find a good job, I really encourage you to have a little bit of research experience with your professor. So if you think you are really interested about what am I doing, and I would be very happy to talk to you, and potentially we can start to develop a research project, and you can work on the project during the 4 years. It will be definitely a good thing to put on your resume, and most importantly, doing this kind of creative job will help you to train your critical thinking ability. And so what's new? And that's something I want to share. And many of my students already asking me about the travel course. Yes, so in 2019 summer, I actually gonna bring a bunch of students, actually maximum 10 students, and to China. Yes, China, so the second largest economy in the world. And so that will be a summer course, and it's upper level course. So it's ECON225, and the globalization and China's economic and business development. So how this course works. So the first week we will stay in American and learn online, and because I know many of you will move away out of campus during the summer, so you may go back to your home. So the course will be online for the first week, and you will learn the basic concept about China's economic development, business development. And in the second and third week, and we will travel to China together. So the most exciting part during these 2 weeks is we actually will work with JP Morgan Chase. And if you don't know what is JP Morgan Chase, Google it. So that's the top bank, global financial institution globally, and they actually agree with us to give us 1.5 day training in Shanghai, and we will be actually able to talk to the employee from JP Morgan Chase and to get a better understanding how to run multinational corporation in China. Again, as I mentioned, China is second largest economy. And also besides that, we will have an opportunity to interact with a student as your age, 18, 19, 20, or even older, but they are all majoring in business and economics, and you will have opportunity to do the discussion session with them. And the best thing part for this part is you actually will be able to make friends in China. So my idea will be, okay, so this time you go to China only for 2 weeks, but you will get the visa. It's a travel visa. It's valid for 10 years. And then you can go back by yourself next time because you already know somebody in China in your age. And plus, after 10 years, you might decide to run your own business. And you can find your business partner in China because they are all in business economic major. So you guys might work together to came up with some awesome idea to run a business. So that's second very important part. And definitely travel to China. We will not missing Great Wall and Golden Palace, and also trying the fast train or the bullet train. And I believe it's about 120. Yes, I think it's 120 mile per hour. So it's a 200 kilometer per hour. So it's super fast. It's a very nice experience. And also we will visit one of the city in the north part of China, and they will actually teach you guys Chinese and all kind of traditional culture. I like how to make dumplings, how to write the Chinese calligraphies, etc. So it's just very excited, and I embed the travel course link on the D2L. Once you get access to the D2L, you should be able to see it under the information about faculty. Under that module, you will see that link. And so if you are interested to participate, and make sure send me email to do a short introduction about yourself, because as I said, I only take 10 students, so I'm so sorry, but this is a very rare student, and I hope I can bring everybody, but unfortunately there is some limitation, so I only will bring 10 students. So you can see the online schedule about the time, and so let me know if you're interested. So okay, this is all about me and what's new, and generally speaking is I'm very excited to meet you guys, and don't feel nervous about the online course, and don't feel nervous to start your college life. It's wonderful because you are making a lot of decisions. So talking about making decisions, and I have to mention about this class. So when people talking about economics, people are always thinking, oh, okay, that's a stock market, it's about people making monies. And then I want to say, you might not never take an economic class. So if you already take an economic class, you know economic is not just about money. It is about a science of making decision. So science making decision. And so for this class, we are kind of like compare with the microeconomic class, ECON225. So this class will compare really more abstract because we are looking at the big picture. So sometimes students will feel a little bit struggling. So it's more related to how the global or the making decision. So then you're gonna ask me how that gonna relate to my life. So your daily life got affected. So think about the reason you're coming to the state school is because the tuition is relatively lower than the private school. Do you think is it because we are just magically cheaper? So the answer is not. So we actually get actual funding from the government. So why the government decide to funding us or funding higher education? So those are the policy are studied by the economists. So the economists get involved. So they will do the cost benefit analysis, etc. And then they will give the recommendation for the government. So that, as that said, the macroeconomics, we are talking about bigger picture, but it definitely related to the policies, related to every policy like taxation, interest rate changes, and also for yourself, it will help you to understand when the government policy is coming out, how should I react. So the first thing you have to know is what are those policies and what's the rationale behind it. So that's why the macroeconomic class is very important for everybody. So I highly recommend everybody I know to take the micro and macro class, because that's the fundamental class you should take to help you to make a better decision. So the macroeconomic class is focusing on how the government and the nation to make a better decision to benefit every citizens in a country, or even benefit the whole global communities. So that is economics, the science of decision making. And so I want to give you a couple tips so that you will not struggle in this class, especially this is an online course. So number one tips, communication. Keep good communication with me. If you have any question, shoot me email. And I usually will respond within 24 hours. If it's during weekend, I might be a little bit slow, but I will definitely respond to you on time. And so also, if you are taking class on campus, and I do have on-campus office hour, and you can visit me in person. So if you look at the syllabus, you will find my office hour. And at the same time, during those office hours, I'm in my office as well. If you cannot meet me in person, just call me. As I said, you're always welcome to send me email if you have any questions. And the second is, we do have a tutor, and I believe her name is Haley. And she will, I don't know her office hour yet. And once I will know it, I will make an announcement on the D2L. And so for her, and she is very good student of mine, and she will help give you some extra help if you need, and we work out your homework. And her office is also on the second floor of Hendrick Hall, Edinburgh University. And so if you're gonna visit her, I will after I know her office hour, I will make a notice on the D2L. So that's the number one tips, communication. And the second tip is make sure you will print out the PDF file I sent to you called How to Get Your Final Grade for ECON225. So make sure you print that out, because you have to keep in mind about the deadline for all your assignments. To finish your assignment, not just complete your assignment, you has to be correctly complete your assignment. Then every assignment you work on following that file will contribute to your final grade. And keep in mind, I will not accept the late homework assignment, because right after the deadline, the answer key will be published on either Connect or on the D2L. So that's why I don't accept the late homework assignment. So that's why you have to keep in mind what's the due date for each assignment. So one thing I want to emphasize is every week, except the week we have exam or our Thanksgiving, or if we have holidays, and so every week we will have the assignment, the two discussions every week. So one is called the initial post, and it's due the Wednesday night, 11 p.m. And then the second post due on Sunday, every Sunday, 11 p.m. is you reading other people's posts and by reply to students, at least two students. Don't just try to take it as a homework. Try to enjoy it, because you will really read other people's posts. You will actually appreciate their sharing their idea, and you will learn from each other. Please, for your second post, please don't just say, okay, it's a good post, good idea. So you're actually going to lose points. Make sure, read carefully, try to think about it. Is he or she really doing a good job? And why you agree with her or him, why you disagree with him or her. So using this opportunity to train your critical thinking ability. So the critical thinking ability is hard to train it, but every time when you feel, oh, it's so tough, I don't know how to write it down. So that's the moment you should tell yourself, I understand that I'm actually training my critical thinking ability now. It's tough, it's hard, but when you are really twitching your brain to think hard, so that's the moment you know, okay, I'm really training myself how to think. So it's very important. So that's one thing I emphasize. And another thing, and the third thing is, the third tip I want to offer to you is the textbook. So you can find that I didn't include the ISBN in my syllabus. The reason is because for this class it's kind of special. It's different from your other classes. So we are including an inclusive version of the textbook. So what does that mean? So once you register for my class, so your textbook actually already built in your tuition, but you definitely can choose opt out. So that's why on the D2L you will find a module called the Red Shelf opt out link. So if you decide opt out, which means you will buy your own textbook, and make sure to send me an email as well. I will send you the ISBN number. But what I want to see is this inclusive is much cheaper than you buy a textbook on even on Amazon. The number one thing is you have to have the access code. You may see online they sell like $20-$30, but those not coming with the online Connect access code. The reason you need the code is because you need the code to work on your homework and also to take the exam. We have 2 exams during the whole semester and also a final. They all on the Connect, so you have to have that online access code. So make sure you understand that. So if you decide you don't want to opt out, so then you don't need to worry about it, because you will be able to access to your textbooks right on the D2L. So you log in the D2L and then follow the instruction, and you will click the link called the ebook, the Connect homework and ebook. Click that link and it will lead you to a web page, and make sure and you will follow instruction I emailed you earlier, and to register on the Connect. Once you log in once, next time what you need to do is just log in D2L, and then you will click the link, the Connect homework and ebook, and then you will have access to all your online material, the ebook, the homeworks. And so that's another very important thing you have to keep in mind, and please don't forget about it. And you need to have access to the online Connect platform in order to finish your homework. And and the next tip I want to give to you is reading my syllabus very carefully, because especially look at the section when I talk about called course assignments, and getting us some better idea about what will contribute to your final grade and how you work on homework. And pretty much every tips I can remember. So the other thing you need to think about is working hard. And you only have 4 years in college. You will find the time goes so fast, and hopefully you will fully use your 4 years in Edinburgh. And at the end of the 4 year, you can either find a good job or get an admission from a graduate school. And I'm just very excited to see you guys. And if you have any question, just send me email. And so you're always welcome to send your greeting email to me to introduce yourself, who you are, especially if you are very interested in my summer course in 2019, and I will be happy to help you on the trip. And so you can start the first week's module. And so good luck and everything, and I will be keeping in touch, and bye.